And once again, we welcome you to the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex on this Saturday night. It is the season finale for the Chatham-Kent Cougars and the varsity squad taking on the newcomers in the league, the Niagara Storm. As both of these teams, unfortunately, will not make postseason play, but both teams have a lot to play for here tonight. Michael James?
Yeah, certainly do. Last game of the season for both of these squads, so certainly they're going to want to end on a high note. I expect a spirited affair from both clubs. Struggling both teams so far this season, just one win between the two teams.
Cougars get opening possession, a bouncing football picked up, making it past the 30-yard line, still on his feet. Cougars will have pretty good field position to open up this football game past the 45-yard line, so not far away from midfield. And the Cougars and Alex Galdani will start the offense in this season finale here tonight.
Yeah, as we mentioned, just one win between these two clubs so far this season. That is a Cougars victory. And Niagara, they've certainly had their struggles as well. 0-7 on the year. As we mentioned, the final game of the season for both of these squads here tonight at the Athletic Complex.
Niagara Storm new to the Ontario Football Conference. A lot of growing pains along the way, but looking to have a strong finish here tonight as Scaldani has the opening snap, scrambling to his left, trying to find some open room to run, and finally forced out of bounds. Pretty close to the original line of scrimmage, so not much there for Alex Scaldani. Actually, I think he dropped about a yard and a half, so a little bit of a loss there as there was nobody open. A lot of pressure up front there by Niagara.
Yeah, good job by the Storm there, getting pressure on the quarterback right away. Galdani, he was able to scramble out to his left, but couldn't find a receiver open down that left side. Now they mark it back. It actually looks like a loss of about 4 yards now on first down, bringing up a second and long.
Saying he stepped out of bounds a little further back than we anticipated at first. Again, Galdani had a lot of pressure and a quarterback sack by the front line of the Niagara Storm defense. So some good job by the D of the visitors here, setting the tone early on in this football game. Nowhere to go for Alex Scaldoni and the offense for the Cougars, and they're going to have to kick this one away, a third and very long.
Yeah, Joe Kachillis getting in there on Galdani to make the sack on that play. So good pressure from Niagara and good start for that defense of the Storm. It's going to be a 2-and-out here for the Cougars offense, as you mentioned, Mike, out to punt this one away on third down.
Kick high in the air, comes down around the 47-yard line, back to the 40. And Niagara picking it up, maybe a yard on the return. Number 24, Kurt Catul, on the short return for the Niagara Storm. They take over an offense here tonight. Again, looking for the first victory of the season.
It was Ben Bartlett and Zach Gitterberg getting down there to make the tackle, and a nice job on coverage there on the special teams on that punt. Little to no return, as you mentioned, Mike, and Cougars defense coming out. Interestingly, speaking with some of the fans before the game, now we had looked at the points for and against, and it was clear that Niagara had struggled putting points on the board. They have 20 points on the season, but actually all 20 of those points coming in last weekend's loss to Brantford. So clearly the offense waking up last weekend. We'll see if they can keep that string going here today.
Tanner Cranford, the opening play of the game here. He goes way up in the air and about 5 yards out of the reach of the intended receiver. Looked like he was trying to find Mitchell Sheehan down that far side, and Cranford overthrows his receiver. So 2nd and 10 coming up as they go to the air.
Good coverage there from the safety, Mitch Anderson, stride for stride as well. That ball a little overthrown, as you mentioned, Mike. And some good pressure there as well coming from Nathan McIntyre from the right side. Looks like the Cougars might have come with a bit of a blitz there. McIntyre, defensive back. So McIntyre comes from the right side, his defensive back position, and gets some pressure on the quarterback, maybe forcing him to throw that a little sooner than he wanted to and overshoot his receiver.
So 2nd down and 10 here for the Storm. Cougars looking for a big defensive stop here after the offense sputtered in their first go-around as they keep it on the ground this time. Around to the far side, trying to find some open room to move was Mitchell Sheehan on the ground that time. And really nowhere to go. Good coverage on the ground by the Cougars defense. And that will force the Storm to punt this one away. So 2 and outs for both teams. Only about a yard and a half pickup by Sheehan on the ground.
Nice job by Thomas Van Ray, number 18 for the Cougars there. Coming up to make the tackle. Good job by the defense stringing out the running back, and then Van Ray comes up to make the sure tackle. And little gain on that one, as you mentioned, Mike, maybe about a yard. So both defenses looking sharp to start this one out. As you mentioned, both offenses 2 and out in their first series.
And the punt is blocked by the Cougars. Football comes down around midfield. And a great opening start here on this second drive of the football game for the Cougars. They'll have it at about their own 53-yard line, so very close to midfield after that blocked punt.
Yeah, I believe that was Marcus Shad, number 81, just getting the pressure up the middle. Getting looked like it was his right paw, got out there and got his hand on the ball. Luckily for Niagara, the ball continued forward, though, so they did get some yardage out of that kick. But as you mentioned, good field position here for the Cougars on their second offensive possession.
Alex Galdani once again out there, quarterback for the Cougars. 1st and 10, good field position to start off this second offensive drive of the game. Galdani looks to his left, quick pass across for Shad. He's got some room to move past the 45-yard line and finally pushed out of bounds as Marcus Shad gets the opening first down for either team here tonight.
Yeah, nice, easy throw and catch. I always love that when they run a play like that to start out the game. Gives the quarterback some confidence right off the bat. It's an easy throw, easy catch for both the quarterback and the receiver. He just snaps the ball. It's really like a 2-step drop, fires it out to his receiver, Marcus Shad, and then really it's just up to Shad to make a play, which he does there. A nice gain on first down, giving the Cougars a fresh set of downs.
But a 16-yard pass play there for the Cougars. Back to pass again is Galdani down to his left, and he's got his man. If he hangs on to the football, and looks like he did. Good job once again by Galdani. And the offense for the Chatham-Kent Cougars, and down that far sideline, look, that was Ben Bartlett hauling that one in.
Yeah, Ben Bartlett, they go with the old pump fake, and then Bartlett makes the snag. A nice catch by Bartlett as well. That was a tough one. He could certainly hear footsteps, but Galdani put that one out in front of him, and the safety had a lot of time to come over, laid a nice lick on Bartlett, but credit to Bartlett, able to hold on to that football, and another first down for the Cougars.
How about that? 27 yards that time around by Alex Galdani to Ben Bartlett on the reception. 2 plays, and the Cougars already down to the 14-yard line of Niagara. Quarterback hands it off to the running back and quickly wrapped up by 2 or 3 linemen of the Storm and not going anywhere on the ground that time. So 2 big passing plays and very minimal movement on the ground that time. So a 2nd and long coming up here after maybe a 2-yard pickup by the Cougars.
Big Max Fantus there with the carry. Certainly a threat, a big part of that Cougars offense. Minimal gain. First time we've seen the Cougars go to the ground with the football.
5 minutes into this football game. Second offensive drive here for the Cougars. Still a scoreless game in the season finale here for both of these football squads. Galdani out of the shotgun. Short passing play, pass reception towards the end zone. And it is in for the touchdown as the Cougars get on the scoreboard first. And they get a quick 6-0 lead as that one was punched in.
Max Fantus with the reception. We called his name just the play before on the run. It was a 2-yard gain that time. Max Fantus, just an easy catch. Galdani put it right on the numbers, and then Fantus uses his big body, carries a couple defenders in, and no problem getting across the goal line. Cougars looking for the extra point here.
And it is up and through a 7-0 lead for the Cougars as they methodically punch that football down the field. Only took about 4 plays on their second offensive drive, and they get a 7-0 lead on the Niagara Storm on the arm of Alex Galdani with a couple of major passing plays. Good field position to start off. They were already at their 53-yard line to begin that drive, so a 57-yard drive and 4 plays to do it in. So very quick work here by the offense for the Cougars. After that opening drive, didn't really amount to much.
No, it was a 2-and-out on the opening drive, but the Cougars offense wakes up there. They run their first running play, but really it was all through the air. A couple of nice passes from Galdani, and then the final one to Max Fantus 12-yard touchdown throw and catch, and the Cougars here on the board early on, 9:43 to go in this first quarter, and the Cougars with a 7-0 lead, and that bodes well for the Cougars. Although I got to say, that's really no surprise to see the Cougars score early on. It seems to me the Cougars haven't had problems scoring early on in games. It's really as the games wear on, the offense tends to sputter. So we'll see if they can change that trend here tonight.
Nice kick by Ben Bartlett as he sends it deep into Storm territory. Niagara with the football, looking for a decent return. Nice cut to the left, getting up to the 35-yard line before being taken down. As Mitchell Sheehan, we've been calling his name a few times early on in this football game. He brings it to respectable field position for the Niagara Storm. They will start their second offensive stream here.
And nice tackle there from Carter Wood, number 26 for the Cougars. Had he not made that tackle, looked like there might have been a seam there for the return man to take that one pretty long ways. So Carter Wood coming up with a big tackle on special teams, and Niagara going to be forced to start with the ball on their own 35.
Good job by the Cougar defense. Their first go-around on the field, looking for a repeat performance here. Here's Tanner Cranford under center, handing it off to the running back, and the Cougars defense right there to stop the running back in his tracks as Mitchell Sheehan had nowhere to go. Looks like he gets backed up at least 2 or 3 yards.
Cameron Riley Ward over that left side just busted through the offensive guard and made that tackle. Beautiful play by Cameron Riley Ward, 5'9", 230. We've seen him play fullback. He'll run the football for the Cougars on offense. That time making his presence felt on defense, just swallowing up that running back, and dropped for a loss of about 4.5 yards, bringing up a 2nd and long.
So far, some tenacious D here by the Cougars in this football game. A key 2nd and 14, and long drive down the field, and that goes over the head of a couple of folks. Intended receiver was Trey Gervais, and Tanner Cranford overshot him by 3 or 4 yards. So that one falls incomplete. Another 3rd and long coming up here, 3rd and 14. So the Cougars getting the football back again in quick order.
Yeah, that was a nice job there from Cam LeBute. Had that ball well read and was actually ahead of the wide receiver. That's how you know you've got good coverage on a deep ball. If you've got a better play on the ball than the receiver does, that ball falls well incomplete. But good job by Cam LeBute. Also using his body, getting his body in front of that receiver so he didn't have a chance to make any kind of spectacular catch.
Ball comes high in the air around the 40-yard line and takes a Niagara Storm bounce all the way back past the 30. And does the ball come loose again? No, it will still be in Cougar hands here, but a lot further back in their own territory than they originally wanted as Eric Frappier hangs onto the football, but around the 30-yard line.
And he does a good job picking that ball up. Had he waited to get that 5 yards from the coverage team, he would have been in trouble because it was the kicker that actually got down there to make the tackle. So that would have been a live ball had Eric Frappier not jumped on it. But the fact that he wasn't able to catch that ball on the fly cost him about 20 yards. So that's certainly an important aspect of this of football, special teams. If you can catch that ball cleanly in the air, it makes a big difference.
Now football backed up to the 22-yard line. In Cougar territory deep as Galdani looking for some room. Tries to find Fantuz. Throws the football in the opposite direction that Fantuz is moving off of his fingertips, and it falls incomplete, so Fantuz couldn't reel that one in. And a 2nd and 10 from deep in Cougar territory.
Yeah, the Cougars try to run that screen play. They fake the pass. Galdani originally makes it look like he's rolling out to his left side and then comes back to his right to Fantuz. The lineman flank out, get ready for that screen pass, but that was well read by the Niagara Storm, and nowhere to go for Fantuz. That ball falls incomplete as he's tackled as the ball gets there.
Under 7.5 to play in quarter number 1, 7-0 Cougars. Galdani with the football once again, goes to the air, and he's finding his intended target at midfield. Great catch by Gabe Gagne as he went up in the air. He was pretty well covered at midfield, but he stayed with it and hauls it in right at midfield, so a big pickup. And how's that for clutch there? 2nd and long. And good movement there on the football for the Cougars, and a nice throw by Galdani.
Boy, Mike, you mentioned it. Gabe Gagne with a fantastic catch because the safety over on that side thought for sure he had an interception. Number 18, Oliver Hunt, was just waiting for that ball to fall right in his hands, but Gagne runs right under that football, gets his hands out, falls right into it. Credit to Galdani with a nice throw and a beautiful catch from his receiver, and a fresh set of downs here for the Cougars.
Big play there by Chatham-Kent. They have it once again. They keep it on the ground, and good movement up the middle. As Cameron Rylet Ward gets the call, we've mentioned his name in a couple of different capacities so far early in this football game, and he gets the carry and makes good use of it there.
And not only does he get a first down, but he takes one of the Storm defenders for a ride for about 3 or 4 yards. Kyle Erskine. It's not easy. Again, we continue to mention it on the broadcast. When you're trying to tackle Cameron Rylet Ward, you're talking about a package that's 5'9", 230. That's pretty compact and powerful. So when you try to bring down the big man like that, sometimes you end up going for a ride. That time about 3 or 4 yards for one of the defenders.
Another pass play here for the Cougars. Another reception here for Rylet Ward. He eludes one defender. Now he runs into a cloud of opposition. And he's able to get some good yardage here on 1st and 10. That'll be pretty close to what you need for the first down.
We've got some laundry on the field there, just in front of the stick volunteers that we've got here this evening. Looks like it's against Niagara. They're saying it's offside, but the Cougars going to decline that because it was enough yardage for a first down. So, oh, sorry, no, it wasn't. It was
about a yard short, I think.
Yeah, maybe
yard and a half shy.
Yard and a half shy. You're right, Mike.
But still a great job on the ground there by Cameron Rylet Ward as he gets over 8 yards on the ground that time. And it's just like a train going right up the middle.
Yeah, it certainly is. He's a load, and he's not an easy man to bring down.
2nd and 2 for the Cougars. 38-yard line of Niagara. Once again, they go to the air, finding Big Ben Bartlett trying to turn the corner and get that yardage that he needs. As he comes down with the football, that's going to be enough for the first down. They're getting just enough on that short pass play from Galdani as he hits Max Fantus for the short yardage.
Yeah, Fantus just flashes out to that right side. Just a simple snap and throw for Galdani. Fantus right there wide open, not a defender within 5 yards. And it's an easy pickup on the first down.
Just under 5 to play in quarter number 1, 7-0 Cougars over the Storm. Here's Galdani to throw it once again. Short pass along that near side, eluding one defender, eluding 2 defenders. Big play here for the Cougars as they are in striking distance here. This is going to be 1st and goal for the Cougars as Galdani finds his man just streaking along the near side, and hauling that one in was Chance Beaumont.
Yeah, and a nice job there by his receiver partner, number 28 on that side, Gabe Gagne. Comes up, makes a nice big block on the defender right in front of him, and that just springs Beaumont for the big gainer and puts the Cougars in position just about, looks like 1st and goal from the 8-yard line.
Looking for more. Already up by 7, going to the air, into the end zone. Galdani, and that one falls incomplete, but at least 2 flags come flying out on the field. And will this be interference?
Yeah, certainly in the area of pass interference. The question is it against the defender or the receiver? That pass was intended for Dewan Mayu, number 15, the receiver for the Cougars. Just waiting on the call here. It's pass interference. It's against the defender, so fresh first down, 1st and goal now from the 1-yard line.
So the Cougars get to replay that one over again, and they gain 7 yards in the process right on the doorstep. Up 7-0, looking for more here. Alex Galdani waits for the football, gets it, and hands it off to the running back. Does he punch it in? Yes, he does. Touchdown, Cougars. And they do extend their lead to 13-0. And again, a very good drive there, and that one punched in by Rylet Ward. So again, why wouldn't you give it to that young gentleman right up close?
It's the perfect situation where you need a big man. 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. That's when you bring in the meat. Let him punch it in, And Cameron Riley-Ward does what he does best, gets that tough yardage for the Cougars and punches it in for the 1-yard touchdown run and give the Cougars a 2-touchdown lead.
And up by 14 with 4:02 to go here in quarter number 1 for the Cougars over the Niagara Storm in a drive that didn't have a lot of promise deep in their own territory. You remember they started right back at their 22-yard line. They had a lot of trouble on second down early in that drive, and then it took a long pass up to midfield by Galdani, and then everything just kind of clicked from there.
Yeah, it really was. It was all the whole series really was set up by that big catch from Gabe Gagne. It looked like it was going to be an interception for the safety from the Storm, but Gagne makes a beautiful catch, gets his hands out in front of the safety who was ready to make that interception, no problem. Gagne comes up with a beautiful catch and gives the Cougars a fresh set of downs, and they turn that into a touchdown. So credit to the Cougars offense, and nice throw from from Galdani to Gagne on that drive that really set up that whole touchdown scoring play, which eventually was capped off by Cameron Riley-Ward on the 1-yard touchdown plunge.
As Bartlett kicks it away deep into Storm territory once again, as they have it on the return. And Trey Gervais getting up to around the 40-yard line. So a good return there by the Storm gets them into decent field position, down by 2 touchdowns. And they want to get things going offensively behind their quarterback, Tanner Cranford.
Yeah, the Cougars have done a good job so far in this game, limiting the Storm offense.
39-yard line is where Niagara will start. Another warm, muggy evening here in Chatham-Kent on this Saturday night. Final game of the regular season for both of these teams, for Chatham-Kent and for Niagara. Neither team going to the postseason dance. So both want to end this season on a high note. Good first quarter for Chatham-Kent so far. Out of the shotgun, Cranford handing it off to the running back along that far side, trying to find some room, trying to find a seam, can't do it, as Mitchell Sheehan getting the boatload of the carries early on in this first quarter, and he has yet to find a decent hole through that Cougar D.
Cam LeBute and Eric DeMars coming up with a tackle on that play. But good initial pressure there from the Cougars. LeBute and DeMars really the beneficiaries of some pressure just before they get there, slowing that running back down, and was actually lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. The Storm running back was. Brings up a 2nd and long. So far, a familiar situation for Niagara in this game.
No gain for Sheehan on the ground on 1st and 10. 2nd and 10 now. Again out of the shotgun formation. And in a world of trouble is the quarterback once again, and down goes Cranford as that Chatham-Kent Cougar defense swarming the QB once again. So a quarterback sack. Another 2 and out here for the Storm. And that will give the Cougar offense another chance to make some noise before the end of the first quarter.
Looked like that was a coverage sack there. Quarterback wanted to get rid of it, but just didn't have anywhere to go. And then eventually the pressure came down. Pressure brought by DeMars and Riley-Ward. And good job by the Cougars.
It's a great kick there by the Storm. Bobbled a little bit by the Cougars on the return. Picked up and turning into a little bit of a positive yardage situation. There's Eric Frappier on the return. And the Cougars will have the football in the area of the 35-yard line in their own side of midfield. 1:54 to go. Sorry, they're at the 31-yard line now. 1:54 left to go in the first quarter.
You can hear the Storm players from up here in the booth trying to get themselves fired up. Obviously not happy about trailing 14-0 here with minute 45 and counting to go in the first quarter. Despite your record, you're always out there playing for pride, and you never want to give up a lot of points on defense.
Going to the air, a jump ball, and it's hauled in by the Cougars. And a nice pass play on the arm by Alex Galdani. He finds his intended receiver along that far side, trying to see who hauled it in along that far sideline.
And that was number 15, Dwan Mayu. I credit the binoculars on that one.
Very good.
Could not read that from over here unless we had the binoculars to go to.
Good accessory to have. up here in the booth.
Yeah, beautiful catch by Mayo. I wasn't sure. I was actually looking to see if there was going to be a flag called. That one looked like it was close to being offensive pass interference. But again, that's far side of the field. Hard to tell. Referee was right there, and no flag on the play. Fresh set of downs here for the Cougars on that big gain.
Up to the 45 of Niagara. Galdani rolling off to his right, trying to find some room to move before he hits the line of scrimmage. He will try to find his man along the near side, but he elects just to throw it away well over the head of Chance Beaumont.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. I think just trying to live to play another down without any kind of a turnover. Just throwing that one away. It wasn't really intended for a receiver, I don't believe. Just didn't want to give up the sack. Didn't see anywhere to go if he decided to tuck and run it, so just decided to throw it away and take his chances on second down.
Clock back running again. 1 minute even to go in quarter number one. 14-0 Cougars. Good start for them. As the varsity squad having their final game of the season. Galdani back to pass. Actually, the last moment he hands it off to the running back. And big fan twos getting the call there. And he gets up to the 45. So pretty much right back to the line of scrimmage. And this will be a 3rd and 10. So the Cougars have to punt this one away as we're into the final minute here of the first quarter.
Yeah, second time the Cougars going to be forced to punt. If you remember, on their first possession, they were 2 and out, and then their following 2 possessions scored majors, and then this time they'll be forced to punt this one away.
Very high snap, and the kick does get away freely along that far side. Picked up deep by the Storm, eluding a couple of Cougar defenders and finally pushed out in the vicinity of the 20-yard line in Niagara territory. 22 seconds remaining in quarter number one.
Good job by Ben Bartlett to get that kick away. As you mentioned, Mike, a high snap. He's forced to take a couple extra steps, taking a little bit of extra time, but there was some pressure there from the Storm, but able to get that kick away, and a decent kick at that. Not a bad return from the Storm, but not great field position either. They're inside their own 20. This being their 4th offensive possession, if I'm not mistaken.
The 18-yard line is where they start. Maybe 2 plays to go here in this first quarter. But as the time ticks down, it looks like this is going to be the final play of quarter number one. And it's going to be on the ground, but the running back has nowhere to go. And Hill with the carry, and the Cougars all over him there. So a loss on 1st and 10. The first quarter has come to an end, and a great one for the Cougars, up 14-0. And they will start the second quarter on defense, but in a good spot deep in the Storm territory, and 2nd and long coming up.
Boy, I don't know what happened there, but Cameron Bryla Ward was in the backfield. Almost seemed like even before the quarterback had the football, just exploded through that offensive line, and the big defender gets in there for the tackle. Looked like it was lost about 4 yards on that play. And Cameron Bryla Ward having a heck of a game so far. He's already got a touchdown, has come up with a couple big plays both on offense and on defense. Another one there. Big number 71 putting his handprints all over this game so far.
And a fairly sizable loss on that final play of the first quarter. So this is going to be second and quite long here for the Storm, and they are deep in their own territory. So Cougar defense right where they want to be right now. 2nd and 18 to begin the second quarter.
Wow. So they're going to say that was a loss of about 8 yards on that one.
From this angle, it didn't seem like it was quite that bad, but an 8-yard drop as we are underway here in the second quarter. 14-0 Cougars. Trying to finish the regular season and their season in general with 2 wins. End on a high note. 2nd and 18, back to his own goal line, going to the air and overthrowing his intended receiver by, looks to be about 8 or 9 yards. Way overthrown, and it looks like Shane Friesen was the intended guy along that far sideline, but it falls very much incomplete, and a 3rd and 18 coming up here.
And another nice job by Cam LeBute. Again, he's in coverage over there. It looks like he's giving up at least 5-6 inches to the receiver, but really what you love to see is he's with the receiver stride for stride. Actually looked like he had a stride on that receiver, but he's got his body in great position. He's actually got his body in front of that receiver. So if that receiver is going to come up with any kind of highlight reel catch, he's going to have to go up and over Cam LeBute. That is not an easy thing to do. Not a lot of receivers going to be able to do that. And great job by the Cougars defense once again.
Another pretty strong kick to the 45-yard line and beyond, picked up by the Cougars and returned by Nathan McIntyre. He's been a special player on special teams this season for the Cougars on the varsity squad, a very key guy to have out there. And again, a pretty good return, putting the Cougars in a good spot offensively as they get another shot at it here, up by 14.
And the key there was that McIntyre got a nice bounce from that football. It hit the ground and it didn't squirt forward on him. It basically just a nice little short hopper, popped up almost straight up after it hit the ground, and was an easy scoop for him and able to pick it up in stride. And as you mentioned, McIntyre has been a key player for the Cougars on special teams. We've seen some electric returns from him, and a nice job there giving the Cougars some good offensive position here.
All the way to the 30-yard line of Niagara. They go to the air, and a pass complete. This will be about a 6-yard pickup on that completed pass there by the Cougars. And I believe Bartlett was the guy who hauled it in.
Yep, Ben Bartlett, number 16. One of the key cogs in offense for the Cougars. Good job.
Sorry, Michael, 7-yard pickup there.
Yeah, good job by the Storm, too. As soon as Bartlett makes that catch, he's tackled right away, so no yards after the catch. And actually a good catch by Bartlett because the contact came pretty much right as the ball arrived, so Bartlett does a good job holding onto that football.
On 2nd and 3, they keep it on the ground. And we'll see how much yardage they get that time. Is it enough to pick up the first? And it looks like it is, as they're going to move the chain. So getting just enough up the middle on the ground for the Cougars as they will continue to march down the field up to the 20.
Yeah, big Cameron Rylet Ward picked up, looked like just over the 2 yards that they needed. You give the Cougars a fresh set of downs.
First and 10 for the Cougars. Galdani out of the shotgun, got some pressure right off the start, and Rylet Ward with the reception along the near side, trying to bulldoze his way past the defense. He does get past a couple and hauled down after a decent first down gain. Another reception. A completed pass by Alex Galdani, 5-yard pickup there.
You know what you like about Rylet Ward? Not only is he a big man, but he's pretty nimble for his size as well. You can see it right there. He's got that athletic ability. He's able to catch that football springing out of the backfield. He catches the football and then actually makes the first tackler miss with a nice little jump step, and then takes on the next would-be tackler using his frame and size to push him forward and pick up that 5-6 yards on that first down.
2nd and 5. Galdani out of the shotgun again, rolling off to his right. Still with the football, trying to find somebody in the end zone. A diving receiver couldn't haul it in. Looks like Bartlett tried to fish it off the turf, but it falls incomplete. So a 3rd and 5 will come up here. So decision time for the Cougars deep in the Niagara territory.
And we've got an injured player down for the Storm. You never like to see that.
Favoring what seems to be his right leg.
Yeah. Looks like around his ankle he's signaling to the trainer where he's got that discomfort, and he took off his helmet right away, and usually you're in a fair bit of discomfort when you do that. That's unfortunately. He certainly looks like he's in some pain there as the trainer's out to take a look.
Judging by his body movements and what we can see as his facial expressions, looks to be in a considerable amount of pain. Didn't see what happened on the play.
Remember the coaching staff out there on the field with the trainer as well now. Looks like he's going to need some help getting off the field. A couple players there handing their helmet over to the coaching staff so they can help him get off the field. Just going to wait till he pops up here so we can get a number.
Trey Gervais and Kyle Erskine going to be helping their teammate off the field here. don't like to see an injury that looks to be of a fairly big magnitude here. And it looks like that's going to be ending his season, the season finale for the Niagara Storm, as he gets carried off. Again, resetting the situation here. It's 11:29 left to go in the second quarter here at the Chatham-Kent Athletic Complex. Cougars with a good start to this football game. They're up 14-0. They have the football deep in Niagara territory. 3rd and 5 as they look to add to this lead. And they're going to be going for it here on 3rd and 5 from the 15-yard line. Galdoni has the football. They go to the air, going to the end zone. And it is caught for the touchdown. A big gamble, and it pays off as the Cougars get a major for the 3rd time here tonight. And they extend their lead to 20-0 as Bartlett is there for the reception. And he looked to be fairly wide open. He got past the defense with ease.
Yeah, great throw by Galdoni. Bartlett didn't have to do anything. It was right there for him. Just a great throw and catch, really, as you mentioned, Mike, with ease. Just a nice 3-step drop for Galdoni, and just times it perfectly where his receiver is going to be, and Ben Bartlett just pulls it in for the easy throw and catch. Nice TD there for the Cougars, especially on 3rd down, being able to convert there. That's big for the Cougars as this offense keeps rolling.
And fresh off of his touchdown reception, he gets the point after, so 21-0. The Cougars add to their lead here early in this second quarter. 4 minutes off the clock here in the second frame. And the offense not showing any signs of slowing here on this night. And their defense looking pretty darn good, too, for the first almost 20 minutes of this game.
Yeah, certainly have 5 offensive possessions, and they've got 3 touchdowns to show for it. So Cougars offense doing a good job here so far in the first half. We've still got 11:08 to go here in the second quarter, so still a lot of time here in this football game in the first half. But the Cougars offense has been impressive and certainly a factor in this game. And I'm not sure if we mentioned it at the outset, but it's certainly worth mentioning the number of players both squads playing with here today. We've counted them up, and according to our numbers, we've got 24 players for the Cougars and 19 for the Niagara Storm, so not a lot of numbers on either squad.
As the Storm bringing it past the 30-yard line. Good return there for Niagara. 32 is where they will start off in their own territory, down 21-0 to the Chatham-Kent Cougars in the final game of the season for both squads.
And we were mentioning getting a number on the player that was injured for Niagara. We have that number now. It is number 28, Simon DeMaria, who's being tended to right now on the sidelines by the trainer. I can see over on the far sideline she's working on his ankle. Looks like she's taping up his ankle. So we'll see what the outcome is there. You never know. Sometimes you see somebody go down, you think it's more serious than what it ends up being. So we'll keep an eye on that. But hopefully, again, number 28, Simon DeMaria, not seriously injured.
Now, who knows? Hopefully we can see him back on the field before this one is over. And 32-yard line is where the Storm have it, with Tanner Cranford and the rest of the offense ready to go back to work. Cranford with the snap, looking to go to the air. Nice pass, and it was in the arms of the receiver, then dropped as it falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Nice job there from Carter Wood, separating the receiver from the football. That's what you like to see. If the football is going to beat you to the man, next thing you can do is come up and make the tackle. And as you're doing that, get your hand in there on the football. And some good timing from Carter Wood. Football gets there just before he does, but does a good job getting his hand in there, punching out that football as he's making the tackle, and that one falls incomplete.
9:50 and counting left to go in quarter number 2. Cranford again in the shotgun. Receives the snap. Again, will go to the air. Pass this time is caught along that far side, but again, quickly wrapped up is the receiver, trying to get as many yards as he can. Finally hauled down by a couple of Cougars receivers. And again, Mitchell Sheehan with the reception. But he falls short of the first down by a fair bit.
Interesting to see here where they mark this one and if Niagara decides to go for it or not. And they're going to say he needs about another 1.5 yards, it looks like, almost 2 yards. And right now it looks like Niagara's going to go for it. Now I believe we've got a timeout maybe being called. Not sure. Oh, no timeout. My apologies. Just referees clearing something up there with the quarterback.
3rd and 2. They go for it, and this one is caught for the first down as it's hauled in by Trey Gervais around the 45-yard line. So that's going to be a first down for the Niagara Storm. And I believe that is the first one of the evening for the Storm as they're able to capitalize.
It is. You're right, Mike. Takes them 3 downs, but they're able to convert a first down. The tackle there made by Nathan McIntyre. Does a good job making the tackle just as the football gets there, but credit to the receiver able to hold on to that football and give the Niagara Storm offense a little bit of confidence. Again, as you mentioned, their first down in this football game coming at about the 8:20 mark of the second quarter.
So maybe some momentum shifting in their direction here. And again, they go to the air. Big, long throw, and that goes well over the head of everybody. Not a lot of receivers in that general area, so well overthrown there by Tanner Cranford. And that falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up from the 45-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like some miscommunication there. The receiver certainly running a deeper route than what the quarterback looked to be looking for, because that football falls about 15 yards away from where the receiver actually ended up.
Let's go, Storm! Move those sticks!
7:40 to go in the first half. 21-0 Cougars. 2nd and 10. Big play here for the Storm on offense. Cranford with the pass play along that far side. Another first down and a lot more. This is a big play along that far side. Still on his feet deep into Cougar territory. Hauled in deep into Cougar territory. I think that was hauled in by Mitchell Sheehan, who's been begging to break free in this football game, and he finally has his first major reception. See where they mark that football. But a big passing play from Cranford to, I believe that was Mitchell Sheehan, who hauled that one in after a short pass. The yards after the catch were quite phenomenal there.
Yeah, Sheehan able to evade the attempted tackles of 2 would-be Cougar defenders, and just turned on the jets. And had it not been for Nathan McIntyre and his hustle to get down there, that would have been a touchdown. But McIntyre with a touchdown-saving tackle, but certainly the biggest play of this game for Niagara, and a chance to put some points on the board. 1st and goal from about the 10-yard line.
Looks like this will be 1st and goal where the markers are set up. So a couple of big passing plays here for the Niagara Storm in this drive. Trying to hit the score sheet. 6.5 to play in the first half.
Yeah, Mike, if you remember, you're right. The whole reason that we're in the position we are right now is Niagara was able to convert a first down on 3rd and 2 with a big passing play. So, and that was their first down of this football game. So looks like Niagara is starting to wake up a little bit here on offense, and nice big gainer there, and a chance to put some points on the board, as we mentioned.
Riding the arm of Tanner Cranford, who's getting some confidence here in the second quarter. And trying to march his team a little closer here. 6:34 remaining. Off the timeout, they're back at it again. They send it to the ground, and right away, Mitchell Sheehan was wrapped up by the Cougars D. I believe that was Gabe Gagne right out of the box, wrapping up the running back for a significant loss there.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. Number 26 gets through there, Carter Wood. Nice big tackle on Sheehan. That's a big loss there. Looks to be about 5, almost 6 yards. So a big play from the Cougars defense after that big gainer. They respond back and push Niagara in the wrong direction for the Storm.
So 2nd and 15 now. 2nd and goal from the 15 for Niagara. As Cranford going to the air, into the end zone, and it comes in for the touchdown. Finds his man, Trey Gervais, in the end zone. And a pass from Cranford, right in the numbers. And the first scoring play of the night for the Storm, 21-6.
Well, there you have it. We mentioned the Storm getting on a bit of a roll there on that drive, and they finish it off. To their credit, Trey Gervais, big number 1, the wide receiver, 6'2", 180, hauls that one in the end zone around a couple defenders. And the Niagara Storm able to put 6 points on the board and now trail 21-6 pending this extra point. It looks like they're going to go for 2 here.
And the flag comes out. And a delay of game, I believe, against Niagara. That's going to back them up 5 yards.
Come on, guys!
So they try again, looking for 2, down 21-6. Quarterback going to the air, trying to find the receiver down in the end zone, and he does haul it in. Good job by the Storm to stay in bounds, and they get the 2-point conversion. They're within 13 now, 21-8 is your score. Even backed up 5 yards in the 2-point conversion attempt there. No matter as they are able to make it count.
Wow, fabulous job by the receiver to pull that one in and get a foot in bounds. That ball, initially, when I saw it in the air, I thought to myself, wow, that's well overthrown. But that came in good. A nice reception there by the wideout on that side. Still looking to get a number. He was shaken up a little bit, too, getting up gingerly. Just able to get that 1 foot in and then rolled up on the track, and that is number 18 that had the reception there, Oliver Hunt. 6 feet, 160, also plays defense for the Storm, and they're able to convert that 2-point conversion, 21-8 now.
So good concentration there by Hunt as he hauls that one in. 21-8 your score, 5:43 to play in the second quarter. Line drive kick picked up around the 30-yard line. No yards flag comes flying out there. Return comes back to around the 33-yard line by the Cougars. And they'll have about 5.5 minutes to play with here in the second quarter to answer the call there.
Ben Bartlett ends up picking up that short kick eventually. But not a lot of room after he picks that one up. So they'll start with the football inside their own 35-yard line. And you can just feel that Niagara Storm, after that score and the 2-point conversion, well done. They've got a little bit of confidence on their side now. We'll see how the Cougars offense comes out in response to this and see if that carries over to that Niagara defense.
This will be a big series for both sides here as Galdani and the Cougars want to answer the bell. Galdani back to pass and almost intercepted. Getting a hand on it quickly was Cale Riley, the 5'11", 200 D lineman for the Storm. He was right on that football. And if he had both hands on that football secure, he might have been in for 6.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. Boy, the Cougars maybe dodged a little bit of a bullet there. looked like that ball was intended for Gabe Gagne on that far side, but Riley gets one mid on it and almost able to knock it down into his own hands. And as you mentioned, I think you're right. Had he been able to hold on to that football, he would have been gone for a touchdown.
So they'll try again, 2nd and 10, and in a world of trouble was Alex Galdani as he gets sacked. So some big tenacity there by the defense of the Niagara Storm right after that big touchdown and the 2-point convert. And they're going to get the football back here after a 3-yard sack. And now you have a situation where the Storm's going to have a lot of time to work with here, down by 13.
Yeah, Gianluca Stanziani with the sack on that play. Big number 56. So that time the Storm coming up with a strong defensive performance, and the Cougars forced to punt it away and nearly blocked.
Just getting that one off there at the 45-yard line. They grab it, pass midfield now into Cougar territory around the 53-yard line. As that is brought in by Kurt Couture on the return. So again, great field position here for the Niagara Storm. They're starting to get their legs underneath them here. And this could be a lot closer of a football game before too long.
Yeah, you're certainly right there, Mike. Good tackle from Eric DeMars. But again, strong field position here from the Storm. As you mentioned, they're starting with the football on Cougars' side of midfield. So good field position here, and Storm certainly have some momentum. They get the touchdown, the 2-point convert. They come out, a 2-and-out for the defense, and now their offense has the football in good field position. We're certainly seeing a momentum swing.
And that one almost intercepted. Good coverage by the Cougars, and Mitch Anderson looks to be a little shaken up after getting at least one hand on that football. I think that might have pinched a finger or two as he looks to be favoring a hand.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. Mitch Anderson, I think that football might have hit the end of a finger or two, and the natural reaction for all of us, for whatever reason, we end up with some pain on our hands and we squeeze them between our legs. And that's exactly what Anderson's doing, squeezing those fingers between his two legs, trying to shake off some of that discomfort.
Natural healing powers in the legs. That's what we're going with as they keep it on the ground this time. Some room to move here for the Storm. They're going to get the first down and a little bit more, too, on a nice run by Mitchell Sheehan. He has had a couple of good runs and big offensive plays here in the second quarter. He comes up large on 2nd and 10, moving the chains and getting up to around the 34-yard line or thereabouts, 33 perhaps.
Yeah, but a 14-yard gain there and a tackle made by Mitch Anderson. Able to throw his body in front of Sheehan to make the tackle. But a lot of running room on that right side that time. Nobody in the vicinity once he gets past that defensive line, and Anderson, the defensive back, forced to come up and make the tackle.
1st and 10, 34-yard line of the Cougars. Quarterback off to his left. A lot of pressure there, so he's content to just throw it away. Tanner Cranford had a couple of Cougars right in his grill and threw it away. 2nd and 10 coming up here with 2.5 to play in the first half.
Yeah, Costa Tourless, one of them, big number 72, 5'9", 220 along that defensive line. He breaks through and gets some pressure. We saw Tanner Cranford there take that snap and roll out to his left side, and that's exactly where Tourless was waiting for him.
Let's go, guys. Let's keep those sticks
Tourless playing defensive end over on that far side, so playing to the strengths of Tourless and running right at him.
Cranford again with the football, looking downfield, throwing it up in the air. He's got a receiver in the area in the end zone, and touchdown! Once again, Trey Gervais hauling it in for his second major score of the evening. And just like this, it's a 21-14 game now with the extra point pending. Still 2:12 to play in quarter number 2. And everything going Niagara's way now.
Boy, just a beautiful throw and catch there. A nice grab by Gervais. Right into his hands.
He's got the size, too.
Yeah, he certainly does. He definitely had a few inches on the defender back there. Looked like it might have been McIntyre, I believe, playing center field. And might have been a pass interference call had that catch not been made as well. But a big throw there from Cranford and a big catch from Gervais, and they go for 2 again.
As Cranford's keeping the football, trying to lumber towards the end zone, and he gets in there, getting the 2 points all himself. So he throws for the major score, and he rumbles in for the 2-point conversion. So now it's a 5-point football game, just like that, 21-16. The Cougars' lead has been whittled down to 5. 2:12 left to go in quarter number 2.
Well, as we mentioned, the momentum, you could certainly feel it swing after that touchdown and 2-point conversion from Niagara. And then once again, their next offensive possession, they're able to drive the field. They get a couple of big plays. And before you know it, they've got 16 points in the board, and they're within 5 on the Cougars. And we mentioned it last week was the first time that this Niagara Storm team had put any points on the board. They scored 20 points against Brantford last week. Again, speaking to some of the family of the players before this game, they actually had a lead for the first time last weekend all season. So they put 20 points on the board last weekend. Then here today in the first half, they've already got a 16 spot up there. And a great effort here from the visiting team so far to come back trailing 21-0. Now it's a 21-16 game.
And a low line drive kick handled nicely by the Cougars. And a return to the 45-yard line. Good job there by Chance Beaumont to field that one cleanly and bring it up to around the 45 of the Cougars. So again, some pretty decent field position to start off for the offense for Chatham-Kent. They got to get back on the scoreboard here.
Yeah, they need a couple of big plays of their own here. Offense has gone a little bit stagnant their last couple possessions, and you mentioned it there, Beaumont, a nice job, a line drive kick, and Beaumont grabs it cleanly and gives the Cougars some good field position. Cougars need to get something going here. You'd hope heading into halftime, 2:05 remaining. Give themselves a little bit of swagger going into halftime.
Bit more breathing room on the scoreboard, too. 44-yard line is where they will begin. And Galdani will hand it off to the running back as Bartlett gets the call. Good job on that second effort. Getting about 5 on the carry there as he lunges towards the 15.
Yeah, with that jersey, I think it was big number 85 there, Fantus with the carry that time. Jersey getting twisted and turned around there, but big 85 able to push that pile. About a 5-6 yard game, and I like the call from the Cougars coaching staff there. Go with the running play, slow things down a little bit, settle your team down.
Big play here on 2nd and 5. They go to the air. Wide open receiver along that far side, and that will be more than enough for the first down. Still on his feet, and finally thrown out of bounds. But that's exactly what the Cougars offense needed there. I think I'm seeing that was Chance Beaumont
I thought refs were fair.
who hauls it in. We'll have to see if he gets a little bit closer here, but big first down by the Cougars. And it was, yes, Chance Beaumont hauling that one in. So a nice throw and a nice catch there. Galdani to Beaumont. 37-yard line now is where that ball is.
Yeah, that's a big play right there, Mike, as you said, and a good job by Beaumont. And he gets some help from the receiver on that far side. A big block on the defensive back, and that sprung that whole play, able to give Beaumont the first down and more. And Cougars get a little bit of momentum of their own here.
Fresh set of downs. Galdani with the football. Prancing off to his right, looking for an open receiver, and just out of the fingertips of Ben Bartlett. And Bartlett couldn't haul that one in as he was heading towards the ground, so 2nd and 10 here for the Cougars. Another important play coming up here offensively for Chatham-Kent.
And Bartlett certainly had a chance to grab that one just off the fingertips. Not a bad throw from Galdani. A nice job throwing it away from the defender toward that sideline where only his receiver can make the catch. And again, Bartlett had a chance at it. Looked like just misjudged it a little bit and went off his fingertips.
So big play here, 2nd and 10, 37-yard line of the Storm. And lateral pass here, eluding one tackle. Not enough for the first down, but good job nonetheless to haul that one in. That was Dwan Mayu who hauled that in, trying to see how much he gained on that play. Looks to be about a 7-yard gain there. So the decision time here for the Cougars. It's right now 3rd and 3 from the Storm 30.
Yeah, as you mentioned it, Mike, a big decision here. But that was a nice play by Dwan Mayu, making the first man miss and then using that speed to get outside and nearly getting the first down. It looks like the Cougars going to go for it here. Oh, no, yeah, they are. Sorry, I saw Bartlett at the back of the backfield, but he's gone out wide now.
3rd and 3, big play here for the Cougars, and a reception and a first down. Another big reception again. That was Mayu bringing that one in. So the Cougars offense can breathe again. Fresh set of downs, 50 seconds remaining in the first half.
Nice throw from Goldani, and I like the way that Mayu is snapping that ball out of the air. Goldani's got a nice, good, strong arm, and Mayu gets both hands up, doesn't let his body get in the way. That one a little bit higher where he can't really use his body, but snatches that ball right out of the air. That's what you like to see. He doesn't jump up in the air needlessly, just gets his hands up, a nice, crisp grab, and then uses elusiveness to gain a couple extra yards after the catch.
Up to the 18-yard line. Goldani still with the football. Late throw, trying to find Dwan Mayu cutting across. And a little bit of miscommunication there, perhaps, just off the fingertips of Mayu, so that falls incomplete. And a 2nd and 10 coming up, 27 seconds remaining in quarter number 2.
Looked like they were trying to set up some kind of a screenplay over that right side there. But read well by the Niagara Storm, a defender right there, and maybe fortunate for the Cougars that did fall incomplete.
Goldani with the snap, going to the air once again. Leaping receiver makes the catch. And might have been Gagne with the reception that time, short of the first down.
Yeah, good eyes there, Mike. That was Gagne with the grab. But about 2, maybe 3 yards short of the first down. A big 3rd down again here for the Cougars with 18 seconds and counting. So do you go for it on 3rd down, or do you take the 3 points?
Looks like they're going to go for it in the waning seconds of this first half. Probably going to go to the air towards the end zone here. This could be the last play of the first half. It does fall incomplete, and that is going to be the end of the first half, as the gamble did not pay off for Chatham-Kent there. So they will take a 5-point lead into the dressing room. After grabbing a 21-0 lead, the Cougars now are a lot closer to the opposition. Nice comeback there by the Storm in the second quarter. They're now down 21-16.
Yeah, we've definitely got ourselves a football game. Cougars came out on fire, jumped out to a 21-0 lead, as you mentioned. Niagara Storm, 2 straight touchdowns and 2 straight 2-point conversions. And that's been the difference here, where it looked like the Cougars might be able to extend their lead and put this one out of reach. The Niagara Storm, to their credit, bounced right back, 2 straight drives, couple big plays, and that's been the difference. And that's a tough one there for the Cougars right at the end of the half. They have a chance to put 3 points on the board. Instead, they decide to go for it on 3rd down. That falls incomplete. So we'll see if that has any kind of effect in terms of confidence coming out in the second half here, because the Cougars would have had a chance to extend their lead to 8. Instead, now it's just 5.
And I believe the Cougars kick to begin the second half, too. So we'll see how the teams come out of the dressing rooms in just a few minutes. But we've got a nice football game going on here. The final game of the season for both of these squads in the Varsity division, with the Chatham-Kent Cougars leading the Niagara Storm 21-16. Back with second half action coming up with TV Conchico. Back underway here at the Athletic Complex in Chatham-Kent. The Cougars kicking off to the Niagara Storm, and we've got a football game as the Storm comes crawling back in the second quarter, now down only by 5 points, 21-16. And they will begin the second half with the football around the 31-yard line in their own territory.
And again, a bit of a disappointing conclusion of that first half. The Cougars had a decision to make there, whether they go for it on third down and try to put a touchdown on the board or kick the field goal. They decide to go for it, and the pass falls incomplete, so the Cougars go in at halftime with the 5-point lead. Again, quick recap, the Cougars led this game 21-0 before the Storm scored 16 straight points, 2 touchdowns, 2 two-point conversions.
We'll see if that momentum carries over past halftime as they go up in the air. Big, long throw. That will go over everybody's head. Closest player on the field was the Cougars' number 9, Nathan McIntyre, and it was over his head even by about 5 yards. So 2nd and 10 here from the 31.
Yeah, definitely some miscommunication there between the receiver and the quarterback. Nobody within the vicinity, and falls well incomplete. You know, the halftime, I mean, if you want to, you could look at it in a way that maybe it could potentially hurt the Storm as well, because their offense was just starting to roll in that second quarter, and then halftime comes along. Could potentially have an impact on this Niagara offense as well.
Well, we'll see what happens in this play here with 2nd and 10. Short pass play. It is caught around the 30-yard line. Trying to get around that last defender for a first down. It is going to work. And the Storm will move the chains as that one was hauled in by Mitchell Sheehan, who's had a couple of very important receptions here in this football game, and he will keep his team going offensively here as it's up to the 44-yard line now.
Yep, big conversion there from the Niagara Storm, gain of about 13. Number 14, Jason Timmerman's in on the tackle, the defensive back. But big first down there for Niagara on this first possession of the second half.
Keep it up, guys. Good job.
2nd and long, and they complete the passing play and get a fresh set of downs here.
Tanner Cranford in the shotgun as the football scrambles a bit to his right, looks for an open receiver down that far sideline, and he finds a receiver. Looks like that's going to be out of bounds, however, as he was able to find his man, just couldn't keep in bounds.
Nathan McIntyre with the coverage over there. And again, the reception made out of bounds, though, and brings up another 2nd and 10 position here for the Niagara Storm.
13:20 remaining in quarter number 3.
Come on, guys.
16-point streak here by Niagara, as the Cougars were laughing earlier on in this football game, up 21-0. That's no longer the case as the sun starts to set here in the horizon. A long pass along that far side, and this one falls incomplete. Looks like the intended receiver, Mitchell Sheehan, who has had the lion's share of the opportunities offensively, both on the ground and as a receiver, and couldn't hook up with Cranford along that turn.
Yeah, 2 receivers in the vicinity there, and good job by the Cougars defense. Had good coverage on both of them. That pass falls incomplete, and good job by the Cougars defense. They did give up a first down, but they don't allow the Niagara Storm to gain too much momentum on offense and force the punt here. Good news for the Cougars, should have decent field position here with the punter back inside his own 35-yard line.
Kick is away, and it's a pretty good one. Falls to the 30-yard line, picked up by the Cougars. A little bit of room to run here. Nice job here by McIntyre as he crawls past midfield to about the 54-yard line of Niagara. And good field position indeed for the Cougars as they try to get back on the scoreboard and trying to shift the momentum back in their favor early in this second half.
Boy, when you mark that off, really that kick only nets 10 yards. It's a 1st and 10 here for the Cougars from the Storm 54-yard line. So a nice job by McIntyre. Boy, it's a nice weapon to have when you have somebody that can return kicks and be a threat, and that's certainly what number 9 does for the Cougars. Great field position. Now it looks like Galdani looking to the sidelines, his arms waving in the air like, what is the call here? Something's wrong, and we have a player running out onto the field late. That's Cam LeBute, and the Cougars forced to use a timeout here looked like there was some confusion. They may have been a player short.
So we'll see if the Cougars can turn this great field position into some points here. Need to get the momentum back. Final game of this regular season for both teams. Either team unable to secure postseason berth. So they want to go out on this season on a high note. Great start to this game by the Cougars, getting a 21-0 lead, but credit the Storm for coming back here in the second quarter. Storm having the first possession of the second half, couldn't do much with it. Did get one first down. Now the Cougars with their first touch of the football. First series, I should say, offensively here. 12-18 to go in quarter number 3. Galdani elects to hand it off. And Fantu's trying to find that hole along that far side, able to get to around the 50-yard line, so he turns nothing into a little bit as Fantus is able to pick up what appears to be about 3 yards or so. 2nd and 7 coming up here.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. Good job by Fantus to gain any yards that time. Looked like he ran into the back of his own defender. It looked like he ran into the back of the offensive tackle over that left side, who may have been pushed back into the backfield from the defender. And Fantus able to bounce off that offensive tackle and then running backwards towards his own end and then looping around and gaining about 2-3 yards before eventually being dragged down. It looked like out of bounds over on that far side. So Cougars 2nd and 7 here.
They want to keep this drive going here and get some more points on the board. Big 2nd and 7. Galdani in the shotgun, gets the snap, goes high in the air along that far sideline and jumping, and did he come up with it? He does. What a great reception for the Cougars along that far sideline. Bartlett hold it in.
Ben Bartlett, beautiful grab, a beautiful throw by Galdani. And he lays it out there for the receiver to run right under it. Bartlett, number 16, we know he's got speed. He's got good hands as well. Shows it right there. Jumps up and wrestles that ball away from the defender and comes up with a big catch. The ball all the way down to the 15-yard line. So that about a 36-yard gain for the Cougars.
We've got a couple of big second down plays, and that was certainly one of them. As they keep it on the ground once again. Quick handoff by Galdani, and minimal pickup here on the ground for the Cougars.
Cam LeBute with the carry that time, number 7. I think that's the first time we've seen Cam LeBute carry the football in home games.
He's had some big defensive plays already here tonight, so now he's being used on the other side of the football, and why not? Picking up 2 on the ground. Out of the shotgun. Here's Galdani off to his right, and a high throw out of the fingertips of the intended receiver, Gabe Gagne, as he had a little room to move if he was able to haul that one in, but the throw just a little high. And that will bring up 3rd down and 8 here for the Cougars. Again, ball rushing at the 13-yard line of Niagara. And they go for 3, or are they going to go for maybe the major score here?
Yeah, toss-up. I got to think they're going to go for it. If they decided not to kick the field goal at the end of the half, I'm going to think that they probably take the same approach here, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to go for it 3rd and long.
3rd and 8, ball at the 13-yard line. Big play here. Up in the air, going towards the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown. A gamble pays off that time for the Cougars.
Guys, you gotta stay closer to your man.
Ben Bartlett again.
Bartlett the go-to guy, and he gets the 6 points, and that is huge for the Cougars as they try to turn the tide a little bit with the momentum. Now up 27-16, pending the extra point.
Seems only fitting that Bartlett makes the touchdown reception there. after that big second and long catch. Big 36-yard touchdown reception for Bartlett that kept that drive alive, and then Bartlett pulls in the touchdown grab. A 15-yard touchdown snag, and the Cougars extend their lead once again.
Come on, defense! Stop that!
They're going to go for 2 here, the Cougars are.
Try and jump out by 13. Here's Galdani in a world of trouble, throwing it towards the end zone. It is caught, but he does not get into the end zone. Good defensive coverage there. It was caught by Beaumont, but he does not get in to the big house for the 2-point conversion. So that will remain 27-16 for the Cougars. They have an 11-point edge, but still, nonetheless, those 6 points big.
Yeah, certainly are. And in terms of not only the points on the board, but the confidence it's going to give the Cougars squad. As we mentioned, the momentum had shifted in this football game in that first half, in the second quarter especially, where the Storm put 16 points on the board. Cougars do a nice job here in the second half. Their first possession of the second half on offense, and they turn it into 6 points. Kind of regain some of that momentum that they had early on in this game when they actually led 21-0.
Good defensive stand, too, by the Cougars right off the hop in the start of the second half. They want to keep that pressure up on defense as they kick the football away here. 10:09 to go in the third quarter. Big, strong kick. Good job by the Cougars there, pinning the Storm back a fair way. Return comes back to around the 25-yard line. A little bit past. Ball resting around the 27, and that's where the Storm will begin this drive. Down by 11 points, 10:02 to go. Sun setting here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex in the final game for both of these teams this season.
Yeah, both of these squads have seen their struggles this season.
Let's go, Storm! Come on, Storm, you guys can do it!
They keep the football on the ground here. First play for the Storm, turning the corner along that far side. But the Cougar defense swallowing up that hole pretty quickly as the ball crosses the 30-yard line. A 4-yard pickup. So 2nd and 6 coming up for the offense. Tanner Cranford and the rest of the Storm. Out of the shotgun, here is Cranford. He goes to the air, deep throw, trying to find his man, and actually almost intercepted. It was once again Nathan McIntyre, the closest player to the football there, as he gets ahead of the defense. And he's proven to be a big asset for the Cougars on these deep throw pass attempts by the Storm.
Yeah, he certainly has. He's got the speed to keep up with the receivers, so he's certainly an asset on defense, and now he's back there to return punts along with Eric Frappier. But McIntyre and number 84, Mitch Anderson, both of them with good coverage on the receiver there. And that ball just overthrown slightly to the receiver, and the Cougars going to get this one back in a bad snap.
Terrible snap. It goes over everybody's head, and it goes into the end zone. And that is going to be some points here for the Cougars as they benefit greatly there.
Oh, boy, and that's a big mistake right there. The punter did not get back inside the end zone when he took a knee and actually ended up taking a knee what looks to be about the 1 or 2 yard line. So instead of giving up the safety, it's going to be 1st and goal here for the Cougars inside the 5.
So it wasn't inside the goal line. Pardon me, but still. Cougars are going to take this 33-yard line.
Yeah, really what the player's looking to do there is take a knee in the end zone and give up the safety, and then you just give up 2 points and you punt the ball away, and you can use the field position to your advantage. Instead, the Cougars get the ball inside the 5, because the knee is taken outside of the end zone.
Galdani keeps it on the ground for the Cougars, pushing forward. And no signal here. Looks like he got a gain of 2 and maybe stops right shy of the goal line at the 1.
It looked like that was Cam LeBute with the carry that time. Number 7, his second carry of this game. Not sure if maybe there's an injury to Cameron Riley-Ward, but we're used to seeing Cameron Riley-Ward in on these packages. Riley-Ward, big number 71, and Fantu's in the backfield, but right now it's Fantu's and LeBute, so we'll have to see if maybe there's an injury situation here for the Cougars.
Keeping it on the ground once again, trying to cross that goal line, and the pile goes backwards. And no signal. It doesn't look like he made it into the end zone, but Niagara Storm defense coming up huge, moving that pile the other way.
Yeah, the Cougars going for the quarterback sneak there. And you know what? Riley Ward is playing, he's in there, but he's playing along the offensive line. So not sure if we've got an injury situation where he's been forced into action along that offensive line and they've taken him out of the backfield, but big number 71 is not in the backfield. They've got him playing, looks like he's playing guard over on that left side.
Third chance to punch it in, third down, and goal from the 1 with Galdani. And they do sneak it in at the very last moment. Looks like Galdani had a lot of trouble there. He was almost sacked, but he was able to get it off to the running back just in time, Max Fantus, and he punches it in for the major score for the Cougars, so 6 more points. And it looks like an injured Storm player in the end zone.
Yeah, number 65 is down for the Storm, but as you mentioned, Mike, the Cougars, that is huge for them to get in for the touchdown on third down. And there was some tremendous push along that defensive line from Niagara. Galdani was just able to get that handoff to Max Fantus. And Fantus able to use his power and size and elude a would-be tackler and get in into the end zone, over the goal line. And now the trainer's out there looking at the Storm player, again, number 65, but he's going to be able to walk off under his own power, so that's good to see.
That's Kyle Erskine, D lineman for the Storm. Hopefully he's just hobbled up a little bit and able to see some more action here in a few minutes. A couple of big major scores here for the Cougars. They now have a 33-16 lead with 6:50 to go in the third quarter. Still the extra point pending here. See if they try for 2 again. Looks like that's what is going to happen here. As Galdoni hands it off and into the end zone easily. A little bit of trickery, and Ben Bartlett was pretty much uncontested into the end zone. So the 2-point conversion works. It's a 35-16 lead now for the Cougars. 14 straight here.
They run the reverse there. The Cougars do. Bartlett runs that in. A good block from Chance Beaumont on this near side. And that cleared the lane for Bartlett to run it in. And the Cougars extend their lead.
So a good jump out of the gun here for the Cougars in this second half, right out of the dressing room. They're able to hit the end zone twice here. And a 35-16 lead, but still lots of football to go here. 6:50 remaining, quarter number 3.
And really the key play there that made all that happen was the error by the Storm player who took a knee just outside of the end zone that gave the Cougars the football, 1st and goal from inside the 5.
Good strong kick there by the Cougars. Now the return for the Storm. Still on his feet past the 30-yard line. And now finally brought down by a couple of Cougars. It looks like a flag comes flying out after a pretty good return there by the Niagara Storm. 6:42 remaining in the third quarter. We'll find out what the call is here. And it is going to go against Niagara.
Holding the call there
So holding
against
it.
Niagara.
Didn't see what player was the offending party there, but this backs up the football all the way to the 18-yard line. So again, some big breaks in the second half for the Cougars. This time in the form of field position. Certainly aided by that holding call there against Niagara. So going to work once again. Here's Tanner Cranford under center. He hands it off to running back, going right up the middle and getting some decent yardage.
Good job there by the linebacker, DeMars, number 34, coming up and filling the gap, making the tackle head on with that running back.
Mitchell Sheehan again on the carry. Gain of about 5 there.
Sheehan certainly the workhorse for this Storm offense.
He has had the vast majority of carries and some receptions, too, along the way here tonight, up to the 24-yard line. And a 2nd and 5 coming up here. Cranford out of the shotgun, gets the snap, looks downfield, elects for the short pass opportunity, again looking for Sheehan, but that pass overthrown, and some tight coverage there by Carter Wood. He was hot in pursuit. That football just over the head of the receiver too much.
Yeah, good job by Wood. He recognized the passing play. What they did that time, they take Sheehan out of the backfield. He's lined up to the right of the quarterback. They loop him around the quarterback and send him into the flat on the near side here. Wood reads it all the way, shadowing the running back. That's his assignment. And does a good job. The ball overthrown and now forced to punt are the Storm.
Kick up in the air around the 50-yard line, past midfield now into Storm territory. Nice return here by the Cougars. Some big-time returning here.
We do have a flag on the play, though, back here. I think it's going to be a hold. We do have a player down, and it looks to be a Storm player over on that far side now. That actually, I'm not sure if that was actually a player that they were tending to previously or if that injury actually occurred on that return.
Holding call against the Cougars will send this football back a fair distance, right to about midfield. Actually past midfield, back into the Cougar zone, and the 50-yard line is where the ball will be. So they lose a fair bit of yardage here on the penalty. But the Cougars up now by 19, 35-16. 14 unanswered here in this third quarter.
It is, you mentioned that's a big difference there. And that was an injured player on that play. Again, as I mentioned, it was hard to tell if it was actually a player that was being tended to on the sidelines previously or if the injury actually occurred on that play. But because the tackle was made right along the area where the sideline of the Storm is located, but that player was injured. But good to see the player get up under his own power.
First and 10 from the 50-yard line. Galdoni handing it off to the running back, and ball is loose, and it looks like a turnover. That's going to be coughed up by the Cougars, and Niagara recovers the ball as it comes jarred loose right at midfield, and that's where the Storm will take over. Cougars short-lived with the football on that drive.
And interesting there, the linebacker, well, he plays linebacker for the Cougars, number 34, Eric DeMars. Looked like it was DeMars that actually had the carry and then coughed it up. I don't believe we've seen DeMars in at running back before. So really running back by committee here this evening for the Cougars, and that one hits the turf. A big turnover here for the Storm, a chance to climb back into this one, trailing 35-16 with 4:35 and counting to go in the third quarter.
So this breathes a bit more life now into the Storm. Trying to get back into this football game. Cranston back to pass. Going long down the far sideline, and it is intercepted by the Cougars. So the football gets right back in the hands of the Cougars immediately after they cough it up at midfield. An interception. And looks like that was Mitch Anderson. That's what it was, 84. Safety for the Cougars hauling that one in. So right after they cough it up at midfield, they are able to snag it right back.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. 84 Anderson with the pick, and he does a good job playing center field there from his safety position. Reads it well. That ball hangs up in the air for a while. Anderson in good position. Just gets under it, catches it at its highest point, and then able to get a little bit of a return out of it as well. And then on the tackle, the receiver, I believe was the intended receiver on that play, number 1, Trey Gervais, was injured. And he's up under his own power, though, so he'll have to get off the field for at least one play before if they want him to play defense or not. But Gervais has had a couple big plays here for the Niagara Storm in this game. That time not able to come up with it, though, and consecutive turnovers here on consecutive plays from both of these offenses, and the Cougars get the football back.
Nobody wants the football here.
Originally they had the ball on the 50-yard line. They turn it over, then they get it back. Now they're on the 30.
Galdani back to work. He has a short pass along that far side, and that is caught, but finally wrapped up and brought down. Cougars have 2nd and long coming up here.
Yeah, very short gain on that one. I think that might have been Ben Bartlett, and now he limps off to the sidelines. That's a shame. Bartlett definitely a threat for this Cougars offense, but he's over on the bench right now in some discomfort after that play.
A 1-yard pickup. Brings 2nd and 9. 3:20 left to play in quarter number 3. Galdani out of the shotgun and some early movement. Trying to see the call on this flag now. It's going against Chatham-Kent.
Yeah, I think the Cougars just over the line a little bit too early there. So they're going to move this one back 5 yards, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and 15 here for Chatham-Kent.
So early movement sends it back to the 25, 2nd and 14. Clock in motion again. 3:05 to play in the third quarter. 35-16, the Cougars extending their lead here in this third frame. Here's Galdani receiving the snap. And a little bit of pressure now. He's got a Storm player right on his tail. Now 2 Storm players on him, trying to find some open room to move here. Now another flag comes flying out as Galdani's pushed out of bounds at around the 37-yard line.
And that is definitely going against the Storm. That hit, the quarterback was out of bounds. Number 1, Galdani, he was definitely out of bounds, and the defender had a chance to pull up, and clearly the Storm fans not happy about it, but it was clear Galdani was out of bounds, and he was hit by number 18, Oliver Hunt. Obviously, the fans not happy about that one, but it was clear from the booth here that the quarterback was out of bounds.
Referee playing to the crowd a little bit too, which may not help matters. Fresh set of downs here for the Cougars. 53-yard line is where the football is as that ball goes well out of bounds over top of everybody's head as that one was just thrown away by Alex Galdani. 2nd and 10 coming up from the 53-yard line into Storm territory. 2nd and 10 for Galdani. Again, he heaves it up in the air along those far sideline, and it is hauled in by the Cougars. Nice job by the receiver along that far side. It is a completion and a first down for Chatham-Kent. 28. Gagne hauls it in.
Yeah, great job by Gagne to pull that one in. For a moment there, I almost wondered if that ball had a chance of getting there, but Gagne does a great job. Galdani gets it out there, and didn't look like he got all of it when Galdani let go of it, but it finds the hands of number 28, and a fresh set of downs for the Cougars, starting to put together a nice offensive drive here.
And keeping the clock moving. Under 2 to play in quarter number 3. Galdani once again handed it off to the running back just at that last moment. Rumbling for some positive yardage, trying to get that first down. Looks like he's going to get it. Nice run by the Cougars. And after that run, looks to be a little bit hobbled up, Max Fantus, as he is favoring some lower body slight injury here.
It looked like he was just, I don't know, it was odd. It looked like he pulled up just as he was going out of bounds. And I don't know if, it looks like he's trying to stretch out that right calf or quad. And he's down on the sidelines right now.
He's in some significant pain down there.
Again, it's big number 85, Max Fantus. Yeah, it looks like he maybe has a cramp that they're trying to get worked out. Again, it looked like he just pulled up, maybe just pulled up lame just as he was going out of bounds, and then took a hit that sent him out of bounds, and looked like he was trying to stretch out his calf or his quad when he got up after that hit. So maybe just a little bit of cramping. It is hot and humid out here tonight, and a lot of these players playing both ways. So you can certainly start to cramp up, get dehydrated. He's getting a little massage out there on that right calf just to try and loosen it up.
Hopefully that did the trick as he's back up and seemingly going to be okay. But a big run there by Bartlett. And a first down around the 20-yard line coming up here for the Cougars. Chatham-Kent looking for their second victory of the season to close down their 2013 year. And now Bartlett walking a little slower as he hits midfield. It looks like he's going to be all right.
Boy, if the Cougars can put a major on the board here, that would really really start to solidify this game. That'd be a tough one to come back from the Storm. Not impossible, but certainly improbable. But I think a touchdown here would be really big for this Cougar squad.
Certainly would be a backbreaker this late in the game. 1:24 to go in the third quarter. Galdani again going up in the air right to the end zone, trying to find the open man, and dropped in the end zone, intended for Chance Beaumont. And he was right there, just couldn't reel it in off of his fingertips. And 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Boy, that was a beautifully thrown ball by Galdani. Just hung it up in the air just beautifully, fell right into the hands of Chance Beaumont, and it just slipped right through his hands. You could tell he wasn't happy with himself after that. He knew he had it. Not an easy catch to make, though. He had a defender in front of him jumping up to try and knock that ball down, but that ball did hit Beaumont in the hands, over the shoulder catch, and just couldn't pull it in.
So we'll try again. 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line. Galdani again going to the end zone once again for Beaumont, and he holds it in for the touchdown. A big hit as he reels it in. But he's able to hang on, and 6 more points.
Ow. Yeah, you could Everybody just taking a deep breath on that one because Beaumont takes what some might consider a late hit after making that touchdown catch and is tackled onto the track. And you can just imagine the arm burn you get getting tackled on that track. But credit to Beaumont. He pulls it in. They run the exact same play, 2 straight plays. This time he's able to hold on to it. And a big score for the Cougars. Beautifully thrown ball again for Galdani. This time, Chance Beaumont makes no mistake, pulls it in for the TD.
A few weak knees seeing Beaumont skid across the track there a little bit. But he's going to be all right. Again, going for 2. It's ball lobbed up into the end zone, and pinballs off a couple of hands, falling incomplete. So 6 points it will be that time around for the Cougars. But they nicely extend their lead to 41-16 with 52 seconds still to go in the third quarter.
Looked like they were going for Dewan Mayu, number 15, over on that far side for the 2-point conversion. Pretty good coverage out there. And as you mentioned, Mike, that ball falls incomplete, but big touchdown score there for the Cougars, and they extend that lead. And, boy, that gives you a little bit of breathing room now, heading just about to the fourth quarter with 52 seconds left here in the third.
25-point edge now here for the Cougars. Can't let your guard down yet, though. Still a whole quarter of football left to go.
Come on, Storm. Pick up a man, Storm. Take him out. Be gentle.
Kick falls behind the 30-yard line, and the Storm bring it to around the 30, and that's where they will begin this next series. 48 seconds to go in the third quarter, and a 41-16 lead now for Chatham-Kent as they have had a dynamite third quarter. 20 points unanswered.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns here in the third quarter. So a nice answer from the Cougars after halftime. And as well, credit to the defense. They haven't allowed any points to this point of the third quarter, under a minute to play. So nice job from both sides of the football and putting some points on the board, not allowing any points on the board.
Storm with the football, looking for the intended receiver, well overthrown of the head of Mitchell Sheehan at the 50-yard line. So 2nd and 10 coming up here, 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. Pass is caught at the 43-yard line. Doesn't look like it's going to be quite enough for the first down here. That's going to bring it into the third quarter. As the signal comes from the ref, that's going to do it for quarter number 3. 41-16 is your score for the Chatham-Kent Cougars. 20 unanswered points, so they answer the bell after that second quarter. Saw the Niagara Storm score 16 unanswered of their own to make that a pretty tight football game at the time. Chatham-Kent responding a nice way in the third quarter.
Yeah, it certainly did. You got to be happy if you're the Cougars coaching staff to see your players come out and respond the way they did after halftime. Again, all the momentum was on the Storm side. Heading to halftime, the Cougars did have a nice drive there to finish off the first half, but they didn't come away with any points. So you figured the Storm had the momentum in the game, trailing 21-16, having scored 16 unanswered points in that second quarter. But credit to the Cougars and their offense. They score 3 TDs in that third quarter, and the defense tightens up and doesn't allow any points. Good job there from the Cougars responding after halftime, and they've got a quarter to go here and a sizable lead on this visiting Storm squad.
So 3rd and 1 coming up here. Clock in motion. Underway here in the 4th quarter. And again, the final football game, Varsity Chatham-Kent Cougars against the Niagara Storm. Chatham-Kent looking for their 2nd victory of the season. 14 and a half minutes away from just that. Now the quarterback keeps the football himself and takes a final lunge at the end to move the chains. Good job defensively there by Ben Bartlett as he did all he could to prevent the quarterback, Tanner Cranford, from getting that 1 yard he needed for the first down. But QB does bowl his way in for the fresh set of downs.
Yeah, and that quarterback, he's no small man, that Tanner Cranford. They've got him listed at 6'4", 250. So he's pretty big football player at the varsity level, left-handed quarterback. Able to lean forward and get that first down.
1st and 10. Cranford again, getting the football down the field, and again, the closest receiver was in a green and white uniform. Well, overthrowing his intended receiver along that far side. 2nd and 10.
Good coverage there from Jason Timmermans, number 14, the nearest Cougar defender, and looked like he almost had a chance to make a play on that football. Maybe got caught a little bit flat-footed there and couldn't haul it in, but he was certainly in the area to make a play on it. Boy, and you can smell that bug spray from up here, I tell you. Woo.
2nd and 10. And the pass is caught. This is going to be a first down for Niagara, crossing the 45-yard line to about the 43. And a big pass play for the Storm. Bug spray needed, though, on this warm and muggy evening.
Oh, no doubt. I don't question that at all.
Just a lot of it.
Yeah, boy, does it ever have a strong odor up here. You can taste it.
How does it taste?
It's a little bit bitter. A little bit bitter. I've tasted better things.
First and 10, Storm, 42-yard line. Cranston back for the long throw once again, heading towards the end zone, and it is caught for the touchdown, a 42-yard pass play. A beautiful toss by Cranford. Try to see the receiver who hauled it in, who looks to be maybe a little shaken up.
Boy, oh boy. Guess that's number 18, Oliver Hunt. Big catch there, a 43-yard touchdown pass reception. And, man, Tanner Cranford has a strong arm. Just slung that one. Beautifully thrown. And, again, Hunt makes the reception and pulls the Storm a little bit closer here at the start of the 4th quarter. Still a lot of time left.
Score now 41-22. And it looks like the Storm going for 2 here. Cranford again in a lot of trouble as the Cougars will be hauling him down. Nowhere to go there. There is a flag on the play. So we'll see which direction the penalty goes after the Cougars defense preventing the 2-point conversion, but we'll see if we'll do this again.
Well, one of two things I'm going to say. Either a hold or maybe somebody got a hold of his face mask when they got some pressure on him. One of the two. Might have been an inadvertent face mask or a hold. Wait and see here for the call.
It's against Chatham-Kent.
Okay, we're just hearing illegal contact, it sounded like, on the Cougars.
So the Storm will try this again. Trying for that 2-point conversion. 41-22 your score now. Cougars out in front by 19. 12:23 to go in the fourth quarter. Storm get a do-over here with the 2-point convert. Quarterback keeping the football himself, trying to dance into the end zone, and he will. He keeps it, and Tanner Cranford gets 2 points, so 8 on the board now for the Storm. They are within a 41-24 score now.
Way to go, Storm!
As Mike mentioned, still lots of football to go here. 12:23 on the clock. And a 17-point lead here for the Cougars, trying to end off this season on a high note, winning note, and trying to keep the Storm out of the win column. Their first season here in the OFC.
Way to go, Storm! Keep it up!
Yeah, the amazing storyline here for the Storm is that the first six games of the season, they hadn't actually scored any points on offense. And then last weekend, they put up a 20 spot on Brantford. And now tonight, they've put up 24 here on the Cougars.
So growing with each passing week for this young squad out of Niagara. And a nice return here for the Cougars, almost getting up to midfield. As McIntyre's brought down around the 53-yard line. So another nice return there by the Cougars on special teams in good field position, trying to answer the bell.
Boy, it's such a luxury to have a return man like McIntyre on your special teams. It is just, it's such a great piece of the puzzle to have if you're a football team. You know, special teams so important. You always preach it to the players. It doesn't always get through to them, but special teams so important. If you've got a strong return game, that means your chances of having good field position for your offense to start with the football are increased, and that's a big advantage to have. Look at this field position that the Cougars have right now. The football at the 53-yard line. If you don't have a good return man, maybe you're starting at the 35. You know, that's a big difference, and the offense, you come out with that confidence that you got to make something happen with that good field position.
Here's Galdani with a lot of pressure, and he throws it into the arms of the Storm, trying to make this a pick six. Heading towards the end zone, and it is.
They're saying he's out at about the 1 yard line, it looks like.
Yeah, not a touchdown call, but a giant interception return by the Niagara Storm as Galdani throws an ill-advised pass. Trying to see who that Storm player was that ran it all the way down the field.
Number 43, I just got the number. It's Cale Riley. The defensive lineman, 5'11", 200, drops into pass coverage and picks that off from Galdani.
And takes it all the way back to the 1 yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle right up close by the Cougars. But don't go anywhere. 41-24, still 11.5 to play in the fourth quarter. If they can punch it in here, we're back to a closer football game.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is a quarterback keeper here. We've already seen it work a couple times. Big number 17 at 250. They're going to hand it off, though.
As Cranford hands it off, and it
in.
is for the touchdown. And the Storm back to within 11 now with the extra point pending.
And guess what? They give the football to Cale Riley. So he gets tackled at about the 1 yard line after that interception return.
They say, run it one more time.
Yeah, let's give you that extra last yard that you so deserve after that great interception and return. And Riley punches it in for the touchdown.
Way to go, Storm! Keep it up!
You got to give this Niagara team a lot of credit here. They were down 41-14 late third quarter, and they have not given up one bit as they're now back to what could be 9 points here if they're able to convert this. To the back of the end zone, jump ball, and it falls incomplete. So 6 points it will be, thanks to Cale Riley, and still a 41-30 game, back to within 11 points.
Yeah, nice job there from number 9, McIntyre, for the Cougars to jump up and knock that ball down and away from number 1, Trey Gervais, who's a weapon for sure for the Storm. So Cougars maintain that 11-point lead, but as you mentioned, Mike, don't go away. We have a lot of time left in this fourth quarter.
A 2-possession game now, lots of time to go, 11:15 left on the clock. And the Cougars, again, will try and take good care of the football offensively here. If they can, they'll want to eat up a lot of clock on this next offensive drive.
You know, and we talked about the Cougars owning the third quarter. Well, so far early on, the Storm have owned this fourth quarter. 2 touchdowns already, and we're only, less than 4 minutes into it.
Little squib kick there by the Storm, but nice touch there by the Cougars. They hang on to it and bring it back to around the 52, 53-yard line. Close to midfield. Nice job. I believe that was Brad Retz grabbing that football and hanging on to it after that little squib kick. 52-yard line is where the Cougars will begin.
Oh boy, this would mean a lot here if the Cougars offense could hold on to the football and take some time off the clock. Get their feet back under them after this quick swing. Big turnaround in momentum in the fourth quarter. Maybe to see if they try to settle things down with maybe a running play here.
Alex Scaldani trying to find somebody open downfield, can't do it. And while looking for somebody open, the D from Niagara swallowing him up for a loss of about maybe 4 yards there.
A tough fourth quarter here for the Cougars offense so far. Galdani with that interception return nearly for a touchdown. Just a yard short, and then comes back in the first play back. He gets sacked and dropped for a loss of about 4. This Cougars offense headed in the wrong direction right now at a time where they really need to pull things together.
Big play here. 2nd and 14. Galdani back to pass again. Big pressure, trying to get out of it. Throws it along the near sideline, and it is picked off again by the Storm. Phil Stratton getting in the way of that pass. I believe intended for Gabe Gagne along the near side, and Phil Stratton with the INT this time around. And again, all the momentum going in the Niagara Storm direction here.
The only saving grace on that one really is that it almost works out as a punt for the Cougars. With that interception tackled right away, they end up with the football at the 35-yard line. Now they do pick the ball off, but again, the end result almost like a punt for the Cougars in that situation without any kind of return. So, but certainly momentum, a swing on momentum. Never mind the yards, but some momentum gain certainly for the Storm, and you can see that they're pumped up after that pick.
And a flag comes flying out. A little confusion on the field.
It looks like somebody called timeout here.
Looks like the coaching staff of the Cougars saying they called a timeout.
And Now they're marking off a penalty against the Cougars.
Bringing the ball back to the 45-yard line.
We haven't heard a call yet from the referees. Not sure what the... It's an unsportsmanlike we're hearing. We're hearing an unsportsmanlike call, perhaps against the bench. We don't have that confirmed yet, but what we're hearing anyway, a little bit of an explanation there for what happened.
Storm keeping it on the ground. About a gain of 3 that time. So Tanner Cranford and Mitchell Sheehan, the two offensive stars so far tonight here for the Niagara Storm, trying to crawl their team out of another big hole. They've scored 16 straight. They're within 11, 41-30. 9 minutes even to play in the fourth quarter, as we're now almost under total darkness here in Chatham-Kent. Here's Cranford again going to the air. The receiver trying to get open, and he had the football and dropped it at the last moment. That was going to be another major reception by the Storm. And the receiver just couldn't haul it in. Out of his fingertips. Big break there for the Cougars.
And if Tanner Cranford's able to put that ball out there a little bit further and let the receiver run under it, he's gone. The receiver had to slow down to catch up to wait for that football to catch up to him, and that gave Cam LeBute, number 7, a chance to come in and make the hit just as the ball gets there, and the receiver's not able to hold on to it. But if Tanner Cranford's able to air that one out just a little bit more, they go with the pump fake, and the defense bites, and then they go deep with it, but it falls incomplete. Again, Cam LeBute able to break that one up just at the end there, luckily for the Cougars defense.
Another timeout called here. Looks like both teams are now out of timeouts for the rest of this game. (41-30) Cougars in a high-scoring football game, entertaining football game here tonight, and the final one of the season for both of these squads. Chatham-Kent looking to grab their second victory of the year, and Niagara their first. Timeout over. 3rd and 7 now here for the Storm. Big play here. To the air, downfield, and over top of everybody's head. Again, it was McIntyre who was the closest to that football, as he's just getting past the defense almost every time with these deep passes.
Yeah, that one intended for Trey Gervais, who we've seen make a couple of big plays here for the Storm, but good coverage there from McIntyre, number 9 of the Cougars, with him stride for stride. Actually looked to have a beat on that ball, had a better chance at it than Gervais did, and it falls incomplete. Again, a big 3rd down turnover here. The Cougars offense comes onto the field now with a great field position. They're at the 48-yard line of the Storm now. The Cougars offense you'd like to see them come to life here in the fourth quarter and extend their lead, just 11 points now.
Big break there as the Storm couldn't do anything with the football. Big drop pass a couple of plays ago, and now some early movement of the line. And that play whistled down before it even gets going here at the 49-yard line.
Looks like Gabe Gagne jumped just before the snap. Not happy with himself after that. You could see him hit himself in the helmet, knowing that he just went a little bit too early.
So that backs up the football to the 54-yard line. 1st and 15 coming up here for the Cougars. 8:14 remaining in the fourth quarter. Good Storm crowd making the trip down from the Niagara region. And again, the pass falls incomplete, in and out of the hands of Gabe Gagne. And 2nd and 15 coming up here for the Cougars. Looked to be a fairly routine throw and catch there, but Gagne wasn't able to reel it in.
Yeah, maybe just that ball a little bit hot coming out of the hand of Galdani, and Gagne stationary and just a little bit looked like it may have been a little bit behind him as he tried to make that grab and just couldn't hold on to it.
Cougars have to get to the 39-yard line of the Storm. Galdani again back to pass, finds his man. That was a reception, and
that's going to be close.
See if he gets it or not. Mighty close to the first down there.
I think that was Ben Bartlett with the reception. We saw him leave the game earlier shaken up, but comes back onto the field, makes a big catch, and this one
need the chains, I think.
Yeah, they might need the chain gang on this one. Yep, and they are going to come out onto the field. I actually don't think they mind because I've been watching them fight the bugs off, though, for about the last hour and a half, I think.
They'll welcome being in motion on this warm and muggy night here at the Athletic Complex in Chatham-Kent. Cougars up by 11. And a big measure here. First down, Cougars.
By the nose of the football.
They are able to move the chains, and what a huge first down that is for Chatham-Kent. Coming back from 2nd and 15 up to the 39-yard line of Niagara.
And again, that was a beautiful passing catch there. Galdani put it right in the hands of Bartlett, who was coming across the field, and hit him right in stride so that Bartlett could pick up those extra crucial yards at the end and get the Cougars the first down and keep this offense on the field.
And a quick flag out of the pocket of the referee, and a big run here by the Cougars as they keep it on the ground. Nice run. We'll see if that stands.
And that is against the defense. That was against the defense of the Storm. They were quick off the ball, but that didn't help them at all. They hand the ball off on a quick hitter to Rylet Ward, who we see line up in the backfield once again. Big number 71, and he shows his power and nimbleness for a big man. Rumbles through there for a nice big gain for the Cougars. But a 14-yard gain on that one.
Clock continues to run. That's the biggest thing here for the Cougars. And great field position, 15-yard line for Galdani and the rest of the offense for Chatham-Kent as they again hand it off. And some positive yardage up the middle.
And again, it's big number 71, Rylet Ward with the carry.
Ward with a few key carries here tonight on offense. Also seen him line up on the offensive line a time or two. And a 9-yard pickup there by Rylet Ward. So second down, and this is going to be huge coming up.
That is huge for this Cougars offense on first down. If you can pick up 9 yards, boy, that's got to feel good.
And knocking on the doorstep here, it's a 7-yard line of Niagara. Under 6 to play in the fourth quarter. Galdani handing it off once again. Looking pretty good to get the first down.
Rylet Ward again. And if I'm the Cougars here, it's 1st and goal now. I go again a heavy dose of Rylet Ward.
He can push the pile with relative ease. Makes it look easy from this vantage point anyway. He gets up to the 2-yard line. So about a 5-yard scamper there by Rylet Ward.
Yeah, what's that? If my math is correct, I think it was about 3 straight plays where they went with Rylet Ward on the ground, and I'd continue to give it to him here. Inside the 5, just let him use that big body and punch it in.
First and goal from the 2. A little pitch out to that far side. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars.
Or you could throw it out to the wide receiver.
See, they made you think they were going to go on the ground and pound it in. And a big 6 points there, 47-30, under 5 to play. And Gagne, he's been getting in to some key offensive situations tonight.
Yep, big TD reception there for Gabe Gagne, a 2-yard catch, and really just walks into the end zone untouched. And boy, is that a big offensive possession for the Cougars. Able to put 6 and maybe more here on the board after the Niagara Storm came out on fire in the beginning of this fourth quarter with 2 touchdowns. But the Cougars offense settles down and is able to score a major, and that's huge with 4:54 to go here in this fourth quarter. And they're going to go for 2.
High in the air to the end zone and thrown short. Falling incomplete, so 2-point convert doesn't work, and so a 17-point lead it will be for the Cougars with under 5 to play. 4:54 left in the fourth quarter. And here the defense will look to make another big stop here to maybe put this one to bed.
Yeah, that's 17 points with under 5 to go. That's big. Certainly the Cougars' defense going to be coming out onto the field's got to feel better about themselves knowing that they have that cushion to work with as well. Not that you want to give up any points anyway, but knowing that you've got 17 on the board now, little less pressure on you, and you can breathe a little bit easier at this point. But certainly the game's still far from over.
Gabe Gagne getting the major score. Alex Galdani putting good effort into the game here tonight. And really an array of receivers. Getting some good touches here tonight. Good strong kick by the Cougars, and from his own end zone, the Storm with a good return, trying to get up to the 30-yard line and beyond, still on his feet to around the 35-yard line. So great job by the return man on the Storm side. And we've called his name so many times, Mitchell Sheehan.
Boy, that was a tremendous return after that great kick from Bartlett. Drove him all the way back to almost his goal line, it looked like. But Sheehan brings it all the way out to his credit to the 36-yard line. So an impressive return from Sheehan. As you mentioned, Mike, key cog in this offense for the Storm. And key cog on special teams as well. He's had a few nice returns, and that's one of them right there.
Yeah, three-pronged attack in terms of Mitchell Sheehan on the return and on the ground and even on receiver a few times here tonight too. So they've been using Mitchell Sheehan all over the place on offense here for the Storm. Needham now down by 17, 4.5 and counting to play in this fourth quarter. Final game of the season for these two teams. On the varsity level, been a rough campaign for both squads. And that one a reception along the far side. Minimal gain there for Niagara. Once again, Sheehan hauling it in.
That was a nice tackle there. Good coverage from Thomas Van Ray, number 18, 6'1", 170. Coverage on that far side. And not very much yardage after the catch. Only a gain of about 1, maybe 2 if you're generous.
Minimal loss on the last play, actually dropping a half yard. So second and long here for Cranford as he tries to find his man. Almost a reception, but dropped just past the 45-yard line, falling incomplete. So 3rd and 11 coming up here with 3.5 to play.
Now we do have a flag on the field. And my apologies. Yeah, it was a loss on that previous play. It was a good job by Van Ray on the tackle for a loss. And then the penalty call here is offside against Niagara, but the Cougars going to decline it, so it'll bring up a 3rd and 11.
Some flashes of brilliance tonight by the Niagara Storm offense, and give them a lot of credit. They have not counted themselves out of this football game at any part of it here, but things looking good now for the Chatham-Kent Cougars to secure their 2nd win of the campaign. On 3rd and long.
Well, this is going to be close. We'll see where they mark it.
A reception coming close to the 45-yard line. They needed to get to around the 46 for a first down. And do they get it? Looks like they
just short.
So they turn it over.
Short by about a yard.
Ball rests at the 45, so that's where the Cougars will take over. Good try there by the Storm, but the Cougars now have the football back. 3:12 remaining in the 4th quarter. 17-point edge.
Good job by the Cougars defense there, giving the ball back to the offense and in good field position at a key time of this football game.
Alex Scaldani heading it off to the running back, right up the gut. Running back pushing the pile forward by a couple of yards. And I believe that was Ryland Ward on the carry that time.
Yep, the big man, number 71. Three-minute warning there.
Flag comes out, and the throw down the field is incomplete by the quarterback Galdani. Looks like this might be against the Cougars here.
If you didn't hear, we had some assistance from the grandstands. I believe it's offside on the Cougars. They're going to decline that, so it's going to bring up a 3rd down now on Chatham-Kent.
3rd and 7, 2:18 to play, 4th quarter. And at the very last moment, the Cougars kick the football away from the 50-yard line on 3rd and 7.
Yeah, a little bit of trickery there. Ben Bartlett takes that football, runs out to the right side. Almost looks like maybe they look for a passing play or a run if it's open. If not, then just kick it. And Bartlett kicks it away, and so no chance at a return for the Storm. And that's a good job from Bartlett, getting that football out of bounds and pitting Niagara deep in their own end.
Storm with the football back here, 2:11 to play, down by 17. Quarterback pass off to the right. That one is caught by number 27 once again, who's had a big night crossing the 45-yard line, sent out to the 46, and another big pickup there by Mitchell Sheehan on a short pass by Cranford.
Eric Frappier forced to make the tackle after a couple of his teammates weren't able to. coming up from his safety position.
First and 10 and a high snap. Quarterback Cranford couldn't hang on to it cleanly. He's having to fall down on it at the 35-yard line, so broken play there. And it's been that kind of a fourth quarter for the Niagara Storm.
And they started the fourth quarter out on such a positive note with 2 touchdowns. But since then, the Cougars have responded with a touchdown of their own, and then their defense has done a pretty good job as well, limiting their Storm offense. And now just crucial for the Storm to put some points on the board here with a minute 39 and counting to go here in this football game.
Football in the air. And it falls incomplete. So 3rd and 21 coming up here with 91 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
Well, a big play here. If the Storm want to have any chance at comeback, they're going to need a first down here with only a minute 31 to go here in the fourth quarter, trailing 47-30. And boy, this is a tough one to convert. You don't have a call in the playbook for this. 4th and a mile. Or excuse me, 3rd and a mile.
And again, another very high snap here. Quarterback has to go back to grab it. Flag is down on the field. Early movement. We'll see who budged first.
And I think the Storm actually might have been offside, and that's exactly what they're signaling there. So they'll turn the football over on downs, and the Cougars get great field position here.
Penalty, of course, declined in that situation. 1st and 10, 25-yard line is where the Cougars will have the football here. 1:26 remaining in this football game. Just run out the clock here.
Yeah, they'll be looking to take as much time off the clock as they can for sure. Don't expect this ball to go in the air whatsoever. Just keep it on the ground with Rylet Ward, or I'll have to see who else they have in the backfield there.
Keeping it on the ground. Trying to turn the corner along that far side, getting a couple of extra yards at the end. That was Josh Baker on the carry that time for the Cougars, getting a touch on the ground.
And Baker, interestingly enough, listed as a tight end, but we saw Max Fantouz go down earlier in the game with what looked to be some cramping in his calf. So looks like Baker's come in his stead to replace him, and nice run there from Baker, enough to get a first down.
Under a minute to play here in the fourth quarter. 14-yard line of the Storm. Cougars are going to get their second victory of the season in the finale of the 2013 campaign. Once again, they predictably keep it on the ground, a short gain. Once again, Baker getting the call, getting a few touches on the ground in the fourth quarter in this 47-30 game. Entertaining game from these two clubs. A couple of big leads here by the Cougars, but then once Niagara getting their feet underneath them, they were able to come back a couple of times, making this a close, entertaining game. Cougars will be victorious in the end, though. Scampering back a long way, and now happy just to throw it out of bounds. Out of harm's way was Galdani. That'll bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 9, 4.2 seconds left to go in this football game.
And a 3rd down here, and the Cougars figure maybe just take a knee here. But as you mentioned, Mike, a well-fought football game, and credit to the Storm. A couple of big surges from them and their offense, and they really made this an interesting one, but ultimately the Cougars doing enough to hold on to this victory. And a good win for Chatham-Kent here to close out the season at home under the lights.
A tough year for the varsity squad overall. But some positivity at the end of the season, going towards the end zone and caught for the touchdown to wrap up this game as Ben Bartlett puts an exclamation mark on this football game at the very end, and your final will be 53-30 as the Cougars pull away in this fourth quarter. So Cougars getting strong play in the first and third quarters, and at the very end of the football game too as they pull away. But valiant effort too by the Niagara Storm, who didn't garner a victory all season long, but looked like they got stronger and stronger as the season went on. And tonight they hung in there.
Yeah, they certainly did. Credit to the Storm, as we mentioned throughout the broadcast. Put their first points in offense on the board last week. They put 20 points up on Brantford. Then today, 30 up on the Cougars. So the Storm finishing off with some momentum as well, despite the loss, putting some points on the board on offense. But ultimately, the Cougars too good here this evening and able to hold on for the 53-30 victory and close out the season with a win.
So for the Cougars, 2 wins on the regular season for the varsity squad. It's been a fun time bringing them to you once again here on TV Coach Co. We will have the Pee Wee Day of Champs in a week's time right here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. 4 games here at the complex. We'll have the broadcast for the Cougars game mid-afternoon, but the Cougars on the varsity level finishing off the regular season with their second win of the campaign, 53-30 over the Guelph Storm. On behalf of Mike James, Jeff Brooks on the camera, and everybody putting effort into the Cougar broadcasts all season long, and now for a number of seasons on TV Coach Co. My name is Mike Rengie. Again, the Cougars close out the regular season with the victory. Have yourself a wonderful evening.